Okay, we are moving on in our tutorial. We just did page B in our farmhouse mini album tutorial, and we're moving on to section C. Okay, let me turn on my list here of items and present it. So what do we have here? C1, 5.5 by 8.5. This is my base. This is what the page will be built on. And then I have 5.5 by 8.5 right flap, which is section C2. That's my C2. As you can see, C2 is the same size as the section on the bottom, except that I scored it here once on the left. Okay. C3, it's also the same size, but it's scored on the right. Actually, it's a little bit narrower. Okay, it is 5 3/8, not 5.5. And the reason that I did it a little smaller is because when this page goes inside, it will not interfere with the closing and opening of the flaps. Okay, so I call this the second right flap. This will be attached to this on the right. So I have a right flap and then another flap. Okay, and now we have C4, which is a pocket. And as you can see, it's a pretty large pocket. It is 5 by 9.5, scored once here and here and here. When the scoring is done, once it's folded, it is 4.5 by 8.5. Then I have triangle pockets, which I haven't cut yet, but we will cut them. And you need to cut 4 5/8 by 6 3/8. And I put another measurement in there near the triangle pocket, which is times 2 5/8. When you cut it, it will be 2 5/8 from the side. Okay, so you're going to take this and you're going to measure 2 5/8, and this is where you're going to be cutting it. And I left this part, I haven't cut it yet because we're going to do this together. It's a little bit tricky, this part, and I figured we'll do this together. Okay, so I need 3 of those, and we have 3 of those. Okay, now we have the designer paper cuts. Okay, this one is let's see, 5, I think this is C6, is 5 1/4 by 8 1/4. Yep, this is 5 1/4 by 8 1/4. And the other 3 are, then I have 3 that are the same size. They are, I have 2 that are 4 3/4 by 8 1/4. And then I have one that goes over the pocket. This one goes over the pocket, and it's 8 1/4 by 4 1/4. Okay, so we have 3 sizes of the designer paper. They're all 8 1/4 length, but they have different widths to them. Okay, let's put them together. All right. I'm gonna take, okay, so these 2 are the same. And I'm going to take C2 and I'm going to apply it to the right side of C1. Well, I have a right flap, so we're actually attaching it on the right side. Okay, so, and the reason we are attaching it on the right side and not on the left side, it depends on this, on which way the book opens, on what page it is. And I'm putting it all the way to the right side when it's flush with the right section of my page. And then I fumbled here a little bit. And that's okay. I'm just gonna flatten it out. I'm gonna be covering it anyway, so that's okay. C3 is gonna go inside. Okay. And I'm gonna do a second right flap. Okay, so it's a double right flap. It goes, opens to the right, and then it opens to the right again. Okay, double right flap. I'm going to show it to you again. Opens to the right, and then it opens again to the right. So you can see how I attach this here on the right, and I attach the second one here on the right. Okay. Now we're going to do some triangles. So these are a little bit tricky, and what we're gonna do is this. Let's put this on the side, and this we'll put on the side, and we're gonna be using these 3 pattern paper on the inside. And I don't like how this came out. It just not right. Okay, so this one will be on this side. This will be in the middle, and this will be here. But I want to do a triangle pockets. So I'm going to cut those pieces into a triangle and reverse the way that I use them. Okay, so I'm going to mark 2.5 piece mark here, like I said. I'm going to cut one of them, and I'm going to use it as a template to do the rest. So remember, I marked it here at 2 5/8, and I'm going to take it all the way to the corner. And this is where my cut is going to be. Let's just put it over here. And this is my mark here. It's 2 5/8. I'll try to make it white so that you'll be able to see it too. Here. You able to see it? So I'm going to trim from here this to this corner right there. So these are my triangle pocket. I'm going to do the same to this and use it as a template. I don't have to do the measurements again since I did the same size. Okay. And I can discard of these. I don't need them. And now I'm going to take these two pieces and cut it exactly the same. It's at the same size. So I'm going to tuck everything in and use this black piece that I cut as a stencil or as a template. And cut it there. Do the same thing to the other one. Okay, so this will be here and this will be here, and now I have to do this one. Now this is a little bit tricky because it's a little wider than the triangular pocket, so I'm going to have a little leftover strip over here, which is fine. I'm just going to cut around it and follow the line of the template. Okay, so this is my cut. So now I have 3 triangles that go up and 3 that goes down, and I have 3 triangular pockets. I only cut 2. I need to cut the third one. So first, so that before I forget, I am going to mark the edges in black marker. Everything else I already did, but the sections that I just cut are not done. So I'm going to do those. And I already put tape in the back, and as you can see, when I put the tape in the back, it's on 3 sides, and where the slant is over here, it stayed open. Okay. I'm not done with cutting yet. I'm going to have to adjust the sizes a little bit, but I want to show you how we're doing it. So the way that we're going to do it is the black pockets are going to be on the bottom of the 3 sections, and these are going to be on the top in the order that we did it. Okay, 1, 2, and 3. And then those we're going to alternate. And we're going to alternate. We're going to put this here, and this here, and this we're going to put here. Okay, there's one little tiny thing. Okay, it doesn't leave any black edges to the pocket because it's exactly the same size. See, it matches exactly. So what we're going to do is we're going to trim out a little bit over the edge, just a smidgen, so that it'll give me enough, just enough to have the little black showing. Okay, and you're gonna see it in, let me see if I put it down. Yeah, I wrote it down in section 10, of this page. I said trim the other part of the triangles just a smidgen on the bottom and on the left. This is the bottom and this is the left. So we want to trim just a teeny bit. And I have the tape in the back, which is it's fine. It doesn't really matter because I used the 1/2 inch tape. And you see, just a smidgen. And it's not even 1/4 of an inch. It's a little less. Okay. You're going to mark whatever you cut. Bring back that black trim. And now when you're going to put it over the pocket, you have a little bit room for the black to show. So it's not a lot, it's just a little bit, but it's really all that I want. Okay, if you want more, you can take a little more, then it'll show more. Okay, then you can take off maybe a little bit more. And I'll show it to you again. I just want to make sure that I'm covering all the bases, okay? So if you want a little bit more, then it's probably a total of 1/4 inch, maybe a little more than 1/4 inch that you'll take off. But take it a little bit off at the time until you're happy with it. So let's say we took off about 1/4 of an inch. Okay, and now you'll have a little bit more of the black area showing. And I'm happy with this. I'm going to repeat and do it on the other two. This is good. And the third. You can leave this. I mean, it has tape, and you can find maybe a place to play with it, something to do with it. I salvage everything until there's really nothing left for me to do with something. I mean, this can be a fun tag later, you know, just add a bunch of stripes together. This can be kind of cute. Okay, so we did this. Let's put this together. I'm going to put these on the pockets first. Now the designer paper that goes on the pocket will need to add tape or glue. The black piece does not. Okay, one. Two. What's wrong with my laptop? It keeps closing on me. It has face recognition and I haven't looked at it, I guess. And he thinks I'm not here. Either that or it's just too far from me. I don't know. Okay. So this will go here. And the pocket will go here. How pretty is this? And forgot to put glue there. Whenever I make a mistake, I get so frazzled. So after that, I make like 5, 6, 7, 8 mistakes. It's frustrating. Because I forget this, I forget that. Okay. Okay, here is my flat pocket. See? I have a pocket there. Let's not forget this time. Okay. I didn't mean to put it in yet. Okay. I don't know why I'm doing it with my nails. I have a pick tool. I can use my pick tool. Just a little bit here on the side. I need it. Okay, now last one. And just a little bit on the sides there. Okay. Here we go. So we've got 3 pockets. And this is good to put, you know, tags here. Or, you know, small cards and things like that. Put these things here. You know, this is for recipes and little things. Okay. Okay, let's do the tops here. I have 2 things left to do. I have a pocket, and then I have a page that I'm going to put it here on the inside, and really nothing much going on. Okay. So, let me see. My page goes actually this way. It's a little confusing. So this is why I wrote the top and C1, because I know this is the back. This is where it's going to be attaching to the other page, and I can't put anything here. I have a C2 here. This is the front. And then when it opens up, I have another one. On the front, I want to put a pocket. Okay, and I want the pocket to be open to the left, I think. Let me just think a second. This is page C. So A opens to the right. A will be this way, B will be this way, and C will be this way again. So it will be attached here. Charlotte, what are you doing on my desk? You can't jump on me. Stay in your corner, please. That was my little one. Okay. So this is C. And I don't remember where I did the pocket. If it's to the left or to the right. I think maybe to the left. Yes, okay. But I don't know if this is correct. I think it may be wrong because we're opening the book from left to right. So I need the pocket to be this way. We'll have to change it up. Okay, so I'm going to do the pocket to the right. Let me punch out the hole. I'm going to see where the center is. And this is my center right there. I'll mark it here so you can see it with that. And let me take a punch. Now usually when I punch holes in pockets, I use two different kind of punches, two different sizes. Okay, and this is the smaller one. It's 1/3, and this is the larger one. It's a 1.5. So always the cardstock is the smaller hole, and I'm doing it not exactly 1/2 inch. This will, I mean, half a circle. This will be half of the circle. I'm doing it a little less than half a circle. Okay. Okay, let's fold them. And I can cut the edges too of the pocket. All right. And we want it to be on the right, we said, because the page will open up this way. There's no point of doing it this way because if it'll be more difficult to add things to it. We want this to be open towards the outside. Okay, and now I'm going to put it all the way to the edge of the flap. Now this will be over here, and again I need to mark a circle. Just going to put it there. I'm going to make a mark of where I want the circle to be. I'm taking the larger punch now. And punching it out. Just to show you, this is where it's going to be. You're going to see the circle. Okay. have to take a moment and empty my little trash bin here. It's been filling up. And it's overflowing right now. I'm putting some glue around the circle. Turn it around. Okay, lovely. And I'm gonna now put this, just making sure that I have this on the right side because it has writing on it. It looks like a vintage newspaper. My little baby looks so pretty today. She had a bath and she was so good. She let me brush her and comb out all of her what do you call it, knots in her hair. Here we go. All right, this page is done. And over here, we're gonna put cards again and mats and whatnot. Okay, we can put things here. Maybe some things just a little bigger, you know, big enough so that you can see it. Like so. And it's okay if you open it up because it doesn't have anything that will interrupt. Very good. Okay, so we're done with page C. We're going to turn and do page D, and let me just clear the table and I'll be right back.